This episode of BrobusCast is brought to you by Raindrops, to be cut up by a demon slayer or to be frozen by an ice ninja. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast. I am your host, Jalen. With me today is David.
Hello.
And Josh.
What's up?
Still going generic, but at the same time, we did not butcher the intro. So...
Yep. Good job, guys.
Yeah. Let's go. We need to make it a little bit less generic.
Yeah, we totally need to do that, you know.
Considering what's coming up next, I'm surprised like no one didn't scream out like hype.
No, that's for later.
Yeah, I guess.
Later.
Also, you people watching may have noticed, we all didn't because this isn't edited yet. David has a new avatar now, so we're gonna be using that instead of the old one. We might We might bring the old one back. We may not. I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Yep. But thank you, Google.
Yep. And me and Josh are old school. We did not change our avatars.
Oh. Nope.
I probably won't. Because this is my avatar everywhere.
I want something to use for Discord and Steam, so.
Fair.
You know.
Alright, so. We don't have a whole lot to talk about today, but we also have topics at the end that I've been dying to talk about. We've saved for 6 episodes. Holy crap. Well, 6 episodes and a prediction video. Yeah. Alright. But that will be saved for later. Currently, we have to discuss the most recent death battle, which was Natsu versus a guy that's now extinct.
Natsu versus Ace.
Yeah. Natsu versus Ace. Oh gosh. Okay.
Well, dang, that was one heated battle. Wouldn't you agree?
It was okay, I thought. I'll say this. It was better than the other 2D episodes this season so far. But granted, how much that's saying is debatable.
That is debatable indeed, you know. It's like you got Venom versus Bane and all.
Well, considering the other two, the only other 2D fights we've had this season so far, how they've been, Natsu versus Ace being better isn't really that hard.
I could agree, I suppose, but, you know, like, it has its ups and downs with a lot of different things, but, you know, overall, I'd say the fight was pretty, you know...
It was alright.
Enjoyable, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
It was alright. I thought it was alright. Like, it was just as good as I was expecting it to be. Again, that's debatable on how much that's actually saying.
Yeah.
Like, it was fine. It wasn't, like, great. But that's not really, like, Screw Attack's fault or even Jets' fault. Like, even if it was at the top of their game, they still couldn't have made this fight pretty interesting for me.
Yeah.
But it was fine. I liked it.
I'd say it is.
I really liked the close-ups for this one, and that's really hard for me to say with Jets' fights.
The close-ups, I gotta admit, you know, those were more the highlights with the graphics, with the 2D. The 2D sprites. Ugh. Like, did no one hear me when I said I did not like Kemi versus Sonya?
Yeah.
Well, granted, I don't know.
See, that's why I say that it's hard for me to enjoy Jets' close-ups, because those close-ups were ugly.
But those look pretty, you know...
This one looked good. This one looked good.
Yep, then again, you can do a lot more detail with a close-up than you can with a full 2D sprite.
Which...
You know.
Also, that reminds me, I'm also kind of a little, like, I'm just meh on the normal sprites they used, especially for Natsu. They looked kind of weird. They made both the characters look kind of derpy, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at with, you know, my comments of Kemi versus Sonya.
No, I'm talking about Natsu versus Ace.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like,
that's the regular sprites were a little weird, but the close-ups are really good.
Indeed, they look...
Cammy versus Sonya's were both bad.
I thought they both looked kind of...
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Especially for Natsu.
Well, Ace was fine. Ace was fine. Natsu's the issue here.
Yeah, I could agree. Natsu was a little worse, but... You know... I guess it's more like you have to get a little bit used to it. Like, the first part where you see the characters, like, out there in the field, you know, arguing, then that's the part where it's kind of like, ugh, for me, but I guess, like, versus a minute into the fight, then I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just a me sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, although I'm open to being wrong, there's probably someone else who feels the exact same way.
I'll put this into perspective. Okay. Basically, this head to Ken versus Terry kind of thing is that everything after the animation, let me rephrase that. Everything starting with the animation was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's everything before it that I have an issue with. The pre-fight analysis for me was not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like,
excuse me.
I don't know. Like, I liked some of the jokes they made. I liked the unique little transition they made at the beginning of Ace's analysis. It was like a hand swiping over into sand or whatever, instead of just the doors opening. Like, I liked that.
Yeah.
I think most of the jokes landed during Ace's analysis rather than Natsu's.
Yeah, the only joke I remember from Natsu is the part where, you know, where Boomstick just goes like, then they got a family something, how do I say it? Talk about professionalism.
Basically, his family died, his village was destroyed, the end. And he died. The end.
There we go, that's what I was trying to say.
So, yeah, like that's... Like, again, yeah, that's pretty much the only joke I remember from Natsu's. But Ace, like, the big one that hit for me, and this wasn't, like, really that big, it was just, like, it was kind of like a whatever kind of thing, was the whole, like, it was a pirate's life for him. The Pirates of the Caribbean joke they made. That's the one that got my attention, and even then it wasn't, like, that big.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. But everything starting with the animation is where the episode kind of salvages itself. Especially with the voice acting. The voice acting was pretty good.
I'd say the voice acting worked for what it was trying to do, you know? Like, you know, I could buy that they were trying to sound like Natsu and Ace. I could totally buy that.
I'm gonna be honest, I liked Ace's voice. I thought Ace's voice actor did a better job than Natsu's.
I could agree. You know, Ace first sounded a little more serious, you know.
Yeah, like, Ace's voice actor sounded a little bit more like the character he's trying to voice than Natsu.
Oh, I see. Of course, then again, I haven't watched One Piece and Fairy Tail. You know.
Okay, I'll put this in. I'll kind of give a comparison to both the voices for this one. Always for the actual characters in the actual sources. I'll start with Natsu. Have you guys seen Charizard versus Greymon?
Yes.
Charizard versus Greymon? Yes.
Okay. Tai in that is voiced by Natsu's original voice actor. And he sounded exactly like both Tai and Natsu at the same time. So that kind of gives into perspective what Natsu normally sounds like. As for Ace, Ace's original voice actor is actually, having looked him up, he's actually the original voice actor for, like, the modern voice actor for Guile from Street Fighter. If you listen to Guile's modern voice, like especially during like Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and Street Fighter 5, that's Guile's. That's the guy who voices Guile in those three games is who voices Ace, or who voiced Ace. Let me say. Because Ace is, dead.
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
You sound kind of quiet on your end there, dude.
Yeah, on my end, he's cutting out.
Good.
Okay.
I'm serious for a second.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I'm still here though.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
we know. We just can barely hear you, and you're cutting out, kind of.
Yeah, I had my mic covered.
Ah.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Could you hear?
Anyway.
Could you hear any of what we were just saying?
Yeah, I heard all of it.
All right, cool. Okay. So.
Jalen?
Yeah.
Are you seriously playing a game right now
No.
during a podcast? It just told me that you're playing TF2.
That is Dylan, probably.
Oh, okay. That would explain it. It's not a big deal, don't worry about it. I was just wondering.
I'm gonna have a talk with her after this. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Yeah, I think my favorite part of the fight, was the end. The ending of the analysis. Not the analysis, the animation. My bad. Like Natsu punches Ace, and he's like, Ace is all like I said, you can't touch me. And the close up on Natsu at that point was probably my favorite part of the whole episode.
Yeah, that was pretty good. See, that's what I'm getting with. You could get a lot more done with a close up than you can with a full 2D sprite.
Yeah, I think that most of the close-ups, except for the last close-up when spoilers, Ace dies. So yeah, spoilers, Natsu won the fight, in case you didn't see it. We're actually literally just recording this the day before the episode came up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Not the day after, my bad. My brain can't work today.
Day after or a couple days after. When did you post it in Discord here? Let's see. Today.
I posted it yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
we are
'cause
recording.
It was posted on YouTube yesterday.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, there you go. Just kind of dated. I should probably put a disclaimer before our little joke. Intro, saying when we recorded this. I probably won't start with this one. I'll probably do that with the next one. I don't know. We'll have to see. I just keep making new stuff for these episodes more and more.
Yeah. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
LOL.
Gosh dang it.
No.
Sorry.
Who knows? Maybe maybe if David starts getting into editing like we hinted at last episode, maybe
It's
he'll
a thought.
find some new stuff as well.
I would get into editing if I could get my computer to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're missing a power cable, sadly.
And internet.
Internet. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Internet is bullcrap.
Says the guy using internet to talk to me.
That is true.
Internet runs our lives.
Yep. Anyway. Alright.
Yeah, as I was saying, every single close-up they did, except for the killing blow, was probably like a scene from the anime or a page from the
It looked like that, 'cause
kind of traced over.
Yeah, it didn't look like something a Screw Attack would do.
Yeah,
I was thinking that during a few of the scenes.
Or even Jets. Like, he was, like... I mean, Screw Attack barely had any connection to the animation behind the writing. I don't, like... I think Jets was responsible for the close... Jets and the sprite artist, whose name I forget, were responsible for the close-ups. Then again, they were kind of responsible for the close-ups with every single fight Jets has done in Death Battle.
Yeah.
Literally, if you look back at every single episode Jets has done for the show, he has at least one close-up. There's
And
always
everyone.
one.
Yeah.
There's always at the very least one. This one had like, I think this one had, I didn't count, this one had at least 5.
Yeah. This one had a lot of close-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other fights only had like 1, I think Cammy versus Sonya had 2.
I guess it works here. I feel like it works with this episode.
Yeah.
Any close-ups are better than the garbage close-ups we got in Cammy versus Sonya.
Yeah.
And like I said last episode, I don't want to talk about whether or not we agree with or disagree with the outcome. I'll just say this: I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this episode.
I'm happy with the episode's outcome. I do have a legitimate answer as to whether or not I agree or disagree, but I'm not gonna say it out loud in case I get hate from either side. So let's just stay away from that. We're just happy Natsu won. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing you're gonna get out of us.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so I think we're done with the Natsu versus Ace discussion. With the next topic, let me just tell you this now. Me and David, and maybe Josh, I don't know, are probably going to have one heck of a discussion with this one.
Oh boy.
I'm about to find out.
Yep.
Yeah, find out, Josh.
Yeah.
May I say it?
What?
May I say who it is?
Sure. I mean, I say it all the time, so go ahead.
I mean, why not? Alright. The next death battle, if I'm correct, is Glacius versus Sub-Zero.
Yep. Glacius from Killer Instinct versus Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
Oh boy.
This. Let me just tell you why I think we're gonna have a heck of a discussion here. All right. This has been one of our most wanted fights for the longest time. It hasn't been our absolute most, except David might think otherwise.
Yep, I'm definitely thinking otherwise, but this is one we've been wanting for a long, long time.
Yes. Okay. I don't think. Please, either of you two correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of us have actually played a single Killer Instinct game.
Nope. I've not played a single Killer Instinct game or Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
I played Mortal Kombat a little bit, but not much.
You have? When?
I've played Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, and I kind of played Mortal Kombat 9.
Huh.
Sort of.
The first one of the current timeline. Okay, not sort of. I did play it, but I didn't play it for very long.
Oh, I see.
And even when I did, I didn't play a Sub-Zero.
Okay, getcha.
But yeah, okay. This is one we've been wanting for so long. It's been one of my most wanted. It's at the very most. It's been in my top 10 most wanted fights. And when this season started, and even when the season progressed, it started to go into my top 5 most wanted fights. Then Megazord vs. Voltron happened, and it got, I think, number 4? I think? In my top 10? I think. I could be wrong. Obviously it's not on there anymore, it's happening, but yeah. And it's been David's absolute most wanted fight.
Oh no, it's not. That spot would be safe for Crash vs. Spyro, but this has been one that I've been wanting for quite a bit.
Oh, dude, imagine how long the podcast episode is going to be when that episode gets announced.
Oh boy.
2-hour long special.
Grab the popcorn, kiddies, and a soda from the local concessions.
There's our title.
2-hour special in the parentheses, get comfy.
I'm literally just gonna copy every single word David just said before we all cracked up. Okay.
That's too funny.
Hey, guess what, guys? I'm not the. Hey, guess what, guys? This is the first time I haven't come up with a title.
Oh, nice.
Okay. While David continues to just laugh himself to death, and while Josh ponders to find.
Oh, great! I'm tempted to make that. Remember that Joker Venom or whatever it was called?
Yes.
I'm tempted to make that joke and say he was here.
That'd be forced though, so I don't think it would be good.
Yeah, that would totally be forced. We could agree on that, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Josh, at some point you need to come up with a title, because I've come up with 5. David, I've come up with 5. David's come up with 1, and you've come up with 0.
Indeed.
I'll have my day, don't worry.
Well, I've pitched a couple ideas to you, but they didn't go through. Like,
You
I think
haven't.
That's
we
because
tried
the
to-
titles keep being made when at random.
That's true. This one happened naturally.
Yeah. I don't like it. Well, it didn't happen naturally. No, they're always random, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you get the idea. Like,
we've been spending
like,
we've been spending way too long discussing the title. Okay.
well, we need some filler, don't we? Because we only got. Let's see. Mind if I announce it? We've only got.
Well, we've only got 1 DBX, and we got the topics at the end.
But we got one. Well, we had one death battle, one upcoming death battle, a DBX. Mind if I announce that one too, or
Not yet.
Okay.
And then we have the topics at the end.
Yep, there's the topics at the end.
So okay. We've derailed so much. Okay.
We do it every episode, don't worry.
That's true.
Yeah, Yeah.
That is very true. Okay.
Yeah, go check our playlist. Wait, did you make a playlist for this?
Yes,
or?
I did.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay. Enough of this. Okay.
Anyway.
Sub-Zero versus Glacius. Sub-Zero versus Glacius. Okay. Okay. None of us have researched this fight yet. Although we probably all should, and it should be pretty easy considering these two are fighting game characters.
Yeah.
They're not going to be that hard to research.
No.
We probably should all
Do a little bit.
We should probably all chip in a little bit, just because.
Indeed. Yeah, because this has been top of our lists. Well, not the exact top. It's been like top 5 or top 10.
We still haven't come. Well, I mean, I have, but I don't think you guys have ever come up with like a full-on top 10.
I think we actually collaborated on this like sometime when you were here, but I don't remember.
That's what we gotta do then.
Yeah, we need to do that. I mean, I'm gonna be working on a top 10 video on that topic sometime. I already have the list set, and with this fight just being announced, I have the time. So
Nice.
it's possible, and hopefully hopefully in case I'm late, none of them happen next time, whatever that will be. I have a couple ideas, but that's not important. Okay, so we don't know. I know a little bit of Sub-Zero. We don't know much of Glacius's feats.
Nope.
Considering how little we know of Killer Instinct and how much we haven't researched this yet, we don't know much. I know one that I feel like helps him out the most here. I told it to Josh earlier today. But I'll say that later. The thing about... Okay. Alright, we all, I think, want Sub-Zero to win. Am I right?
Yeah.
We could agree.
Okay. So, we're all in unanimous agreement, again, that we want Sub-Zero to win this fight.
Yeah.
When was the last time we weren't unanimous with that?
Great minds think alike.
I'm tempted to say Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie, to be honest. I'm tempted.
How come? I think we were all rooting for Deadpool for that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know, but I guess that's just sort of a...
Unless David was rooting for Pinkie Pie.
I don't think I was. I was one...
Oh, you know what? No. The last time we were kind of indifferent was Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake.
Oh, That was
yeah, now I remember. Thank you. Thank you for that memory. I totally forgot about that one. Whoops.
I think, wasn't I the only one who was Team Nate?
Yep.
Yeah.
But you seemed like you were going back and forth.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you were going.
I'm talking about
You
who.
were totally
I'm
going back
talking
and
about,
forth.
I'm talking about in terms of who you were rooting for.
Ah, darn.
I think I was the only one who was Team Nate.
I'm sorry about that.
You were a traitor, John. 'Cause I remember when we recorded the podcast, not the podcast, the prediction video. You said you'd be more interested to have Drake win, and then when we recorded the first episode of the podcast, you said that you were rooting for Laura.
I don't know. I kept going back and forth. I kept thinking.
I was the only one who was. I think I was the only one who was rooted in Laura, actually. Like, with that.
You were like 100% Team Laura.
Indeed.
Josh was kind of 50-50. I was 100% Team Nate. Just to give you people watching an idea. But that's probably the only time this season where we were all unanimously on one side in terms of who we wanted to win. Like we all wanted Shovel Knight to win. We all wanted Venom to win. What the heck is that noise?
That would probably be my dog.
Well, according to Discord, it's coming from Josh's side.
Oh. What's that, Josh?
Probably Kristen.
Oh.
Alright, anyways. Alright, we all wanted Shovel Knight to win, we all wanted Venom to win, we all wanted the Power Rangers to win, we all wanted Nazi to win. And now we all want Sub-Zero to win.
I said, she goes, oh, sky, moon, sky.
What?
Oh, there goes Josh.
Wait, what? Oh, gosh dang it, Josh.
That was Dad. That was his dad. So, do we want to stall for time while we're waiting for him to get back online?
I'm gonna message him and see what's going on.
All right.
In the meantime, I guess we can just keep talking.
All right. So.
Alright, as I was saying, I'll start off with Sub-Zero and what I know about him. The issue here is that it kind of works against him. I guess this can also work against Mortal Kombat as a whole.
How so?
The thing is, unless your name is Raiden, Shao Kahn, Onaga, the Elder Gods, the One Being, and maybe Liu Kang, you are kind of weak in terms of versus debating. Like, you're pretty powerful in Mortal Kombat, but you're not really all that great in most other fighting game franchises, especially Killer Instinct. And Sub-Zero falls under that category. He's beaten quite a few people, but he hasn't beaten, like, the top, the god tiers of Mortal Kombat, who are, even then, they're just, like, decent, or whatever. They're there, they're powerful. So Sub-Zero definitely falls under that category. Characters like him have way more losses than wins. Whereas the god tiers have more wins than losses. But those wins are against, those people. The majority of Mortal Kombat, which is not good.
Oh, he's back. Hey, Josh.
So,
Dude, what the heck happened?
Kristen and Dad came in and they were talking.
Could have just muted your mic.
I don't know how to do that.
We're
We're
gonna need a Discord tutorial after this podcast.
Yep.
Alright. So as I was saying, Sub-Zero... here's the thing. At the very best, at the absolute top best, the majority of Mortal Kombat tops around, like, building level... whatever, which is whatever. That's superhuman, but that's not ridiculously superhuman.
Yeah.
They're powerful enough to topple a building, like, whatever. Some Killer Instinct characters are powerful enough to destroy mountains. Heck, look at Tekken. Didn't Kazama in that? He can destroy a whole island.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like, Mortal Kombat's very freaking weak. It kind of carries over. Unless... No, I'll talk about that later. So, and the thing with... I did get a report on one feat from Glacius, and I think this helps him out a lot. I told Josh this.
How so?
I told Josh this. Is that I have never seen this feat happen, so I'm gonna have to ask for proof. But Glacius once froze an entire ocean or whatever.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about this.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah. And someone said, and I can stand by this, is actually pretty accurate, that tops around probably mountain level, which is 100 times more powerful than anything Sub-Zero has ever done.
And what's Sub-Zero's greatest feat?
See, that's the thing. I don't know.
Did you say something about freezing the city?
Yeah. Okay. So it's this one point in the comics. There are Mortal Kombat X comics, and where Sub-Zero freezes an entire city, but before you say, wow, that's very impressive, and people in the audience will probably say, well, then that's city level. Even then, that doesn't beat Glacius.
And it was just the streets, nothing.
Yeah, it was literally just the roads and the streets, and maybe a few alleyways, buildings or whatever weren't.
Lampposts.
Lampposts weren't frozen. So first of all, it's a freaking outlier.
City level is being generous.
City level is being unreasonably generous, and it's still below Glacius. I've also seen the argument put in that it's kind of like the whole Natsu versus Ace thing, is that one character is made of ice, and the other character's main power is ice, and he's kind of pathetic in every other way. The thing is, I've heard this argument that if Sub-Zero tries to freeze Glacius, all it will do is just add to his defense. It won't work. It'll do way more harm than good. So really, from what it seems like Sub-Zero has no shot at killing Glacius, which is the problem. So, who knows? Maybe when we're finished researching this fight, we could be proven completely and totally wrong.
Indeed.
But at this point, as much as I want Sub-Zero to win, if you force me to pick a character to say I think this character is going to win, I have to say Glacius.
Yeah, I think so too.
I could agree with you.
I have to say Glacius. I'm sorry. Although that's the problem. Because like I said last episode with Natsu vs. Ace, there's two different questions here. Who should win, and who do we think is going to win?
Yeah, who should win and who will win?
Yeah.
Exactly. Those are the two questions that will get answered when it comes out.
And that's the thing. With this fight, I think the answers there are different. I totally expect Sub-Zero to win.
Yeah.
I believe this battle comes out May 24th, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So mark that date, people. Okay.
20 days from the present right now.
Okay. But that's the thing. As much as I feel that Glacius should win, I expect Sub-Zero to win. Because we've talked about it. We've talked crap about it quite a lot with Natsu vs. Ace, so let's bring the crap talk back and rethink Cammy vs. Sonya and the research they put into that. Let's think the research. I know David's booing. Yeah, but bear with me here, David. We're not talking about the animation. We're talking about the research.
Okay, I know.
But that's
I couldn't help but saying that.
The research that was put into Sonya is going to work in favor for Sub-Zero here. Because there's that test your might minigame of chopping a steel anvil in half. And And there's the whole thing, and this really bugs me as a Mortal Kombat fan. Josh knows exactly where I'm going with this.
Yep.
Is that Mortal Kombat is quote unquote interdimensional or whatever crap. Okay, Mortal Kombat is not interdimensional. Okay, like
Definitely not.
it's not. The characters there are absolutely pathetic. Okay, Sector and Cyrax are cyborgs. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are ninjas. Shang Tsung and Quan Chi are freaking sorcerers. Raiden is a thunder god. Whatever. That doesn't mean they're like the most powerful beings in the world or whatever. Like I said, they're very weak and.
Yeah.
Granted, they like a single one of them would probably solo the real world, but like they're not like absolutely weak that they make like Dan Hibiki from Street Fighter look powerful in comparison. But they're so like they're so much weaker than 90% of the other fighting game series. I think they're stronger than Soul Calibur. That's it's Soul Calibur and maybe Virtua Fighter. But apparently a couple Virtua Fighters have showed up in Dead or Alive, and they've showed up in the story mode of Dead or Alive. So if you count that as canon, then forget what I just said. Virtua Fighter is way stronger than Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But okay, and let's give them the benefit of the doubt here, alright? Let's say that Mortal Kombat is, for some reason, let's say it is interdimensional. It's not, but even if it is, that doesn't quantify your power. That just means you're like you just travel in between dimensions or whatever.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're more powerful because you can switch between dimensions.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the rundown of this fight. Glacius is supposed to win, but Sub-Zero will win. There you go.
Yep.
Honestly, okay, as much as I really want Sub-Zero to win, I'm actually kind of hoping I get proved wrong here, because I really don't want to talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I really like this show. But I prefer if they get the right results more than my preferred results.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't like super like out of control with Lara versus Nathan.
Yeah.
Like it's right, but like sure Nate lost and I was sad about that, but I wasn't like mad about it because it's right.
Yeah.
Or heck, just recently, Megazord versus Voltron. Voltron whoops the Megazord.
Spoiler.
But I wanted the Megazord to win, but it didn't, and it wouldn't. So I'm more happy to see them get the right result than the.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You know, it makes like when you have the right evidence, it can totally make sense. In this case, you know, sure we would want the Megazord to win, but they've proved that, you know, if this were to happen, the Voltron Force would win.
And it's been proven by pretty much everyone else before this matchup was announced.
Yeah.
You mentioned that.
Or even this one, like Sub-Zero versus Glacius. Like we would all love to see Sub-Zero win, but we would rather see, but we need proof that he would win, and there pretty much is nothing working for him here. So
At the moment, we haven't done any research yet.
that is very true. And
That might be something that could actually easily trump Glacius here.
that is
turn him into a-
very true. But as right
And-
now, we're saying that Glacius should 100% win.
Yep. Well, more like would win. You know, we think Glacius.
I did say
Sub-Zero
should.
win.
I did say should. But he won't. But he should. At this point, we're starting to get a little bit more used to how Death Battle analyzes their characters. whether that's in favor of the right result or not. Like, look at Scrooge versus Shovel Knight. As much as I don't want to, let's look at it.
Oh no!
So, like, Shovel Knight Shovel Knight whoops Scrooge.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight whoops Scrooge. But we knew going into it, because of how Death Battle analyzes stuff, we knew that Scrooge was going to win. Or, yeah, and then we have Natsu versus Ace, where, sure, like, I could buy Natsu winning, but with how they analyze, with how they would analyze it, we knew that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Just, granted, it wasn't in the way that we were expecting, but it was still there. Okay, so if you want a TLDR of what we were just talking about, Glacius should win. Sub-Zero will win. We hope Sub-Zero wins, but we want to see them get
The truth.
we want to see the truth. We don't want to see if we have to see Sub-Zero lose, but it be accurate, that's fine. But if we have to see Sub-Zero win and it's totally like, and they just pull it out of nowhere, no, that's not alright. We're rooting for Sub-Zero, but if he wins, we want to see him win legitimately.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's your TLDR right there. I also forgot. Some people were asking if Sub-Zero hadn't fought Glacius, who'd you fight? I even said this in my reaction video. I'm really glad that it is not Sub-Zero versus Elsa. I've seen that matchup thrown around. I'm like, that is one of the worst matchups ever.
Yeah.
Please tell me Sub-Zero wins. Please tell me that.
Oh, he wrecks, dude. Sub-Zero wrecks. Sub-Zero solos the Frozen Universe, which that's not hard.
But yeah.
Well, it is Disney.
Yeah, pretty kind Ice Princess versus mean Ice Ninja. What do you think?
Guys, I could probably solo the Frozen Universe. Think about it. The only person that's a threat is Elsa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's not like the biggest. She's not like the biggest threat ever. Like, everyone else is really just a person. Cool. I mean, granted, there's Olaf, who's basically immortal, but...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hate Frozen so much. We could spend the rest of this episode explaining, like, our deep
hatred
towards Frozen, but we're not going to.
Yep, we should get on the next subject, the DBX.
Yep, the DBX, which honestly, okay, guys, best DBX to date.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that was one that kept me in constant suspense. And you want to say it, Jalen?
Yeah, sure. No, let's let Josh say it. Josh hasn't said a lot lately.
Yeah.
What?
Josh, announce what the DBX we're talking about is.
The DBX?
Yeah, go ahead. The floor is all yours.
Broly versus Doomsday.
I love the pause you made.
Yeah, nice touch there, dude.
Glad you think that's pause. I forgot it for a second. I had to look it up. Yeah, sure, that was pause.
Insert Josh's avatar over derp.
I did a brain fart and I was like,
How about when we actually, like, when I tell Josh, like, to announce it and there's that pause, I just throw, like, cricket sound effects or whatever?
Oh, dude, I dare you.
I'm gonna do it. I want to do it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyways.
Are you glad that Hulk versus Broly didn't happen?
Oh my gosh.
I'd say, sounds like a lot better matchup.
Dude, anything's a better matchup than Broly versus Hulk.
Yeah.
Now, why exactly, for my enlightenment and the enlightenment of the audience, why do you hate the idea of having Broly fight the Hulk?
You really want to go into that, huh?
Uh-oh.
just a brief summary is what I'm asking. You know,
really
not like
want to go into that, huh? Okay. I'll try not to. Go insane. All right, just for you guys. Okay, I'll give you a brief summary. Okay, and hopefully I never get to talk about this again. Hulk versus Broly is cancer. Hulk versus Broly is a cancerous matchup where the connections are loose as crap, and it's a massive murder stomp for Hulk because because of how he acts, Broly's just gonna want to get in close to Hulk, which is the issue because Hulk's probably gonna rip him to shreds because unlike Broly, he has a healing factor. Yes, this is a battle won by a healing factor again.
Yep.
And
yeah, I could agree, considering, of course, you know, we already had Hulk versus Doomsday, and they mentioned that, you know, like Doomsday here, he's been known to get killed and then revived, you know, many, many times.
Yeah, and
so
Hulk's strength will just keep rising every single time he gets like even more mad, and since Broly's just gonna keep disintegrating Hulk's skin, he's gonna get really pissed off.
Yeah.
Which is just just works against Broly, and he's not strong enough to hurt Hulk. So I don't see why people think that Broly stands even the ghost of a chance here. Which is a good thing because let's face it, who really likes Broly anymore? Let's be honest. None? Okay. Alright.
More cricket sounds.
Yep.
Broly, and honestly, like any matchup involving Broly is just bad because not only is his fan base more cancerous than Hulk's, than Goku's, but the thing about Broly is that he is a non-canon character who has 4 lines in the history of Dragon Ball, probably, and his attacks are from games that are even more non-canon than himself. So honestly, why he's suggested to begin with is just a mystery.
Yeah.
Oh wait, my bad. I know why he's requested, so that he can fight Hulk, and so that Dragon Ball can get a win. And finally, even though Vegeta and Hercule won, but as I've stated before, that's not going to happen.
Nope.
Especially if you count the universal outliers that Hulk has. Doomsday actually has a couple too. That we thought that both these characters were going to get them in Hulk vs. Doomsday, but they didn't. And I'm okay with this. But okay, we've been talking way too much about Broly as a whole and why he's a terrible character and why him fighting anyone is just cancer. Let's just get on to the actual fight itself. The actual fight itself was pretty freaking awesome.
And yeah, lots and lots of destruction, oh boy.
The sprites were high quality, the music
I will agree.
The music was
good.
great. It was very cinematic with where it took place. The death was brutal as crap. Neither character was a sock puppet in this episode. Because as much as I hate Broly, I would not like to see him. Even I wouldn't be that much of a jerk to have him not hit Doomsday once.
Yeah.
And to top it all off, it ended with an accurate result. So there's not really much to criticize here, except Doomsday didn't really do a whole much.
Yeah.
That's not English at all.
And Josh, that is how you mute a mic.
I didn't see that.
Forget it. We'll show him later. Yeah, there's not really a lot to criticize, except Doomsday didn't really do a whole lot.
Exactly. Yeah, he didn't really, but I guess if this means anything, it's Doomsday, you know.
That's very true.
I mean, I guess, you kind of knew that Broly's dead, because it's Doomsday, practically unkillable.
Remember, this is DBX, and remember, Broly's an overwhelmed character. People seem to think that he can one-shot a galaxy or whatever crap.
Well, it is true that you mentioned that this is DBX and not Death Battle, you know.
I fully
DBX
expected Broly to win this fight because it's DBX.
I kind of got put on the edge here, like when he nuked that town, practically, I was thinking like, oh, did Broly seriously win? And then Doomsday just got like, oh, nope.
When I saw that, I was fully on, I was like, okay, yeah, Broly won, because I saw it coming from a mile away, that Broly would have won, that Broly was going to win this fight. I saw it coming, I was like, okay, yep, knew it. But then Doomsday woke up, I was like, oh, shoot, okay. So he's not dead, and then he killed Broly, I literally, screamed in joy.
I was like,
me too.
Well, that's one way to go. Yay, Doomsday!
I was screaming in joy because I hate Broly. I love seeing him die.
Jeez.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel about characters I hate.
I know, it's understandable, but dang.
Please kill Joker. I'm just kidding.
Okay. That's dark.
Let's have DBX for 1 minute melee do Joker versus Green Goblin. There you go. That'll kill
versus
Joker.
Green. Okay.
Oh, probably not. Joker's probably gonna be dominating the whole thing. I don't know.
Probably.
Although, let's face it, if it was research, you only need to look into Green Goblin for 10 seconds and be like, okay, yeah, Joker's roadkill. You could know every single minor detail, every single factoid on Joker. There is absolutely nothing you don't know about him. You could do that, and then look at the Green Goblin for 10 seconds and be like, okay, Joker's roadkill. But we're not here to talk about Joker versus Green Goblin. We can all agree Green Goblin stomps. We're here to talk about Broly versus Doomsday. We can all agree Doomsday stomps.
Yes. Again, it's Doomsday.
Hey, David, I know you're going to say that.
Switch, go.
Okay, that was super weird.
What happened?
I got a call from someone. I just declined it because I didn't recognize the number.
Oh.
That was weird. All right, I'm probably gonna edit that out.
Okay. Or add cricket noises like you wanted to.
Nah, because I was talking throughout the whole thing. Alright, let's just move on. We have a new woman at Melee. It's a pen versus a pencil. Okay, in all seriousness, since the last time we recorded this, the new woman at Melee has not been uploaded yet. From what I've heard, they're going through some technical issues, and some business issues, so it's not going to be uploaded for a while. I think the goal line they said was May 13th or whatever, which is next weekend.
May 13th, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next weekend.
So let's just pretend a woman in Melee came out. So let's just pretend that Bison vs. Rugal came out last weekend. Let's pretend it came out Saturday. There you go.
Didn't we talk about that in the other episode?
Yeah, but just to make us feel more patient, we're gonna pretend until the next Woman in Melee comes out that it came out last Saturday.
Okay.
Let's just pretend that just so we can be more patient. It's supposed to be Gon versus Izuku from what I know. So
nice.
So we're that's whatever. We know nothing about the characters. So that's, and it's supposedly it's going to be Little Mac versus Ippo, and that's going to be the season finale, and it's going to be 3 rounds instead of just 1. So
wait, 3 rounds? Seriously?
So that sounds pretty cool. I've seen some of the animator. It's Mally this time. He keeps streaming himself animating for 1 Minute Melee on Twitch. I check in on that once in a while, and the animation looks pretty cool so far.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty hype. So hopefully the 4-week wait is worth it, and we don't get what we got with Bison versus Rugal. We get something.
Yeah.
We get something 10 times better.
Indeed.
Let's pray for that. Okay. So now we move on to the topics. All right. So this one's going to be fun because we did this in our very first take of the first episode that was out that we tried to do before we made that prediction video, and when that video failed miserably, we never came back to these topics again. But we're gonna get back to them now because people are probably wondering.
What topics are they?
Okay.
I'm lost.
If David and Josh recall, and we've been trying to do this for 6 episodes. It's so stupid. We should have done this in the first episode. We discuss what our favorite episode was, our least favorite episode was, and what our absolute most wanted fight is. Hopefully they'll have different answers. So that's those topics. So let's start off with some positivity. Our favorite episodes. Now let's set a rule here. Let's set one tiny little rule here. Let's exclude anything from season 4.
Okay, fair enough.
So every single fight, starting with Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake, we're not is going to be counted out because we probably stated that one episode in particular of season 4 was our favorite.
Yep, that would be out of the picture.
Yeah. So let's do this. Okay. David, you want to go first?
I'm not sure what to say right now. Give me a moment to think here for a bit.
Okay. Josh, do you want to go first?
What?
What is your favorite death battle so far?
My favorite death battle out of all of them?
Yes.
I mean, that's a tough one. So many good ones. My favorite one.
Okay, remember the rule we set.
The rule.
No season 4.
Oh. Probably Goku versus Superman or Goku versus Superman 2.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, Goku vs. Superman. It's a quintessential death battle, essentially. It's basically like every single time up until a fight that I'm gonna bring up, every single time they talk about like what episode should you watch, in order to get the idea of what death battle's all about. They always answer the same thing: Starscream versus Rainbow Dash. They can screw off. Because I think it's this
down
one.
with that.
Because I think
Yeah, down with that. I would say, for your comment, Jalen, on to get an idea of what Death Battle is about, I would point them to Terminator versus RoboCop. Actually, probably.
Oh, okay.
Or Godzilla versus Gamera.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Those sound like good picks for me.
Yeah, Goku versus Superman. Good. We'll talk about the first one, because that one seems to be getting the most liked. People didn't really care for Goku vs. Superman 2, mostly because it didn't need to exist, and I can stand by that. I can stand by the fact that it didn't need to exist.
I could agree.
But I still liked it. But we'll talk about the first one, because that's the ultimate battle. Yeah, like it wasn't as pretty as later death battles, and it wasn't as well animated, but you could tell that they've been working on this for so long. The research shows, the animation shows. The animation itself, I think, is like 9 minutes long. It's our longest fight to date.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And we got the voice actors, which were god tier. We have the music, which is god tier. Like, basically, there's nothing really to criticize about this fight. Outside of the fact that it's probably wrong now. Okay, the way I see it, the first one was essentially Superman beating GT Goku, and that's still accurate. And the second one is Superman beating pre-Super Goku, and that's accurate. But if they did it again for whatever reason, please no. If they did a Goku vs Superman 3 for whatever reason, let's not.
Let's hope not on that.
They would have to include post Super Goku, and he beats post Crisis and New 52 Superman.
Yeah.
But then again, they could also probably bring in like pre-Crisis Superman, who still stops.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so this.
Good grief! It's good grief. That's an ongoing struggle, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
But this, there's not really a whole lot to talk about with this one, despite how long it was, because everybody talks about it. It's kind of become as awesome as it was. It's become kind of boring to talk about since everyone's pretty much covered it already. So we can just zoom on over. David, you had picks.
My favorite pick of Death Battle through 1 through 3.
Yeah.
That's, like Josh said, that's a tough one. To be honest,
Can you narrow it down to just one?
Narrow it down to one? I'd probably actually have to say Godzilla vs. Gamera, I guess, for the sake of having an answer. And good night. I think, wasn't that the first one they did in 3D, actually?
Oh no. The first one they did in 3D was Link vs. Cloud.
Oh, okay.
It was Link vs. Cloud, Goku vs. Superman, Terminator vs. RoboCop, then Godzilla vs. Gamera.
Oh, I see.
But
yeah,
Godzilla vs. Gamera was awesome.
Two giant monsters basically battling it out, and of course destroying the city. That is awesome.
I feel so bad for that city.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fight was just amazing. Like the models were great. The amount of destruction caused was great. Gamera got quite a few hits in despite how outclassed he was.
Yeah.
The results are accurate. Let's be fair.
Yep. I mean, these are results that we not only could agree upon, but also wanted. Godzilla freaking made turtle soup.
And also can't really be argued against.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, Godzilla is the king of the monsters, they say, so makes sense.
There really wasn't much argument for Gamera here, despite his speed advantage.
Exactly.
It's literally just that. Godzilla had everything else, and most of them were just in spades. So you could probably say that this was more unfair than Megazord vs. Voltron.
I see. Yeah, I could agree, but
Yeah. So really, with how good this was, and with how epic the music was, with how
the music was epic.
How glorious the death was, and how much destruction was going on, and how much these characters were not sock puppets. There's not really a whole lot to criticize, except for one thing, and that's really just a nitpick with me. I hate the water.
The what? I guess it definitely.
Oh yeah.
I watched it recently, Jalen, and it looked pretty dated. I could tell, this was definitely one of their earlier 3D fights. But
the water was so bad.
The water was,
Now, that is a nitpick, and if the only complaint I have with an episode is a nitpick, that's saying something.
It's a pretty good episode.
Yeah, that was still pretty good.
Yeah. So, yeah, overall, fantastic episode and a fantastic pick. Okay, my pick is actually probably just as destructive, if not more. David and Josh probably know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Okay, since Season 4 is ruled out, I'm not going to say Megazord vs. Voltron, because we can all agree that was just the best. Honestly, if we're throwing out Season 4, I'm going to say my favorite episode is Hulk vs. Doomsday.
Oh, no, that was cool. I totally forgot about that one for a split second. That was, awesome. And I guess how in-depth they got in with the analysis on Hulk, at the end. That was good. Really getting in deep, and, just making it, how it should be.
I recently been rewatching some reaction videos to that fight to see how people would react to Doomsday's crazy as heck origin story that is so confusing to think about.
That is what...
They're not really all that, like, weirded out about it. Mostly because some of them had already known about it from before they started. I was like, oh, that's lame. I wanted to see like how they would react. Like, I wanted to see some like, what the crap is this?
Yeah, that origin story for Doomsday, that is one messed up thing there. I'll tell you that. I mean,
I'm gonna go so far as to say this. I'm probably gonna get some disagreement here, because some people are probably gonna bring up Guts, but I would say this is probably the most messed up origin story for a character they've ever had.
I haven't seen the origin story for Guts, but this one is...
You're lucky for that.
That is just straight up messed up. I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah, but let's also not
like,
forget...
poor baby.
Let's also not forget the animation, which was just beautiful.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
There is a complaint to be had with the animation, I will admit. It was the Hulk model. It looked like crap compared to Doomsday's. I think they took the Hulk model out of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and the Doomsday model they took out of Injustice. And Injustice has way better graphics and models than Marvel vs. Capcom 3 could dream of having. So that's not really fair. They should have gone with the Ultimate Destruction model for Hulk. That is an old game. Holy crap. That is an old game.
How old?
It's actually probably not that old. I think it came out around the time that the Incredible Hulk movie came out.
2008-ish.
Yeah, 2008-ish. At least it's not like we were still the first Hulk movie back in 2003, which is just annoying to watch.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
It's so bad. But the Incredible Hulk is actually decent.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's decent. Like it's there. It's good. It's probably the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, but it's still good. I don't know. There've been some kind of bad ones. Whatever. That's not the point. But okay. Definitely my favorite part of this episode, and this is something that just kind of. This thing kind of follows my channel around a lot. I use it a lot. I adore the music for this fight.
Yeah,
the music is awesome.
Yeah. Using Metal Gear Rising soundtrack when Hulk showed up, and then Guilty Gear soundtrack when Hulk went World Breaker. It was just beautiful. Oh, and if you want just an extra piece of music, when Doomsday started to go on a rampage at the very beginning, that was Tekken 7 music.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, there's that. Yeah. So yeah, like there's not really a lot to criticize here, except for the fact that we're all upset Hulk lost. And
yeah, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then of course there's a Hulk now. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention. I really like the voice actor they got to play Hulk. Parker Bohan, I think, who's actually a Screw Attack employee. Who actually was a Screw Attack employee. He later left to be at Game Attack, which is kind of Screw Attack's side channel, I guess. That's kind of a part of Screw Attack, but not really. I don't know. It's super weird, but it's really just them playing games, and I like it. It's kind of cool.
Okay. I'll have to look into it if I can get the chance.
Yeah, Parker. I've actually heard what Parker actually sounds like. He sounds nothing like Hulk. He sounds nothing like Hulk. Like he doesn't have nearly as gravelly of a voice. It's not nearly as deep. It's actually kind of a high-pitched voice. It's ridiculous, and the dude looks kind of young. So playing a big rage-fueled monster like Hulk must have been a challenge. I actually did see on Twitter that playing the guy actually did kill his voice a few times. So that makes sense.
Yeah, considering what he would have had to do if he was to do it naturally, without computer help.
Yeah. So yeah, there's really nothing I can like say I fully complain about with this episode. So yeah. So now we're going to move on to some negativity, but first I'm going to go grab a charger. I will be right back.
Alright.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, so I'm going to be editing that entire thing out, even though it's not that, well, it's not that long, so. But yeah, alright, I'm charged up, we're ready to keep going. Okay.
Alright.
So now we move on to some negativity, as much as I don't want to. It's time to discuss what our least favorite episodes are. And David and Josh know mine, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. No, I'm gonna wait.
I think everybody knows mine, so Josh, you go first.
Yeah, Josh, you go first. What is your least favorite death battle? Insert chirp noise.
Chirp, 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 chirp. Shall I continue?
Josh? Josh?
There's my dog again. Oh boy.
Josh, stop barking like a dog.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Alright.
Josh, again, I ask again, what is your least favorite death battle?
My least favorite. I don't know, there's quite a few of them.
Oh dear.
Can you name just one? It
Yeah,
doesn't
just
have to be
name
like
one
your
for an
absolute
example.
least favorite. Just name one. If you can't think of your absolute least favorite, just name one.
You mean absolutely hated?
Justin Bieber versus Rebecca Black.
Oh, of course. I should have. I forgot. That's another one I keep picking up. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. We'll talk
I
about
don't
it.
think that needs-
I don't want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it.
I don't think that would need further explanation.
Yeah, this one doesn't really need explanation. It was cancer. It was
Yeah.
cancer. Although to be fair, it's not that much of cringy cancer. We still had Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie.
Yeah. Should probably wrap it up pretty quick because
Yep.
I gotta do some stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, I gotta
Okay, so yeah,
gotta-
no explanation needed there. Okay.
I've gotta get ready for work soon.
So, David, I know everyone should probably know it by now, and we're not really going to go into explanation because we already did. Just blurt it out right now. What's your least favorite death battle so far?
Kemi versus Sonya.
Okay. Yeah, we've already stated
told
it's
you.
bad.
I've made it clear that I don't like the way that it looks.
Yeah, it was bad.
It just
Okay, it
it's
wasn't bad.
vomit-worthy.
For me, it was meh, but for David, it was bad. And I can see why he thinks it was bad. Okay, mine. I'm going to be going into a little bit more in depth. But David and Josh know exactly what I'm talking about.
I think I know.
Oh boy. Batman versus Captain America.
I should have seen it coming.
Oh
I thought
yeah.
you were about to say Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie. I thought you really were. but...
No.
Oh yeah,
Because
but I definitely
the animation
remember.
the animation for Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie salvages that. The idea is
Exactly.
still cancer, but the animation and the voice acting salvages it. This one was just
Unsalvageable.
it was bad. It was
Yeah.
horrible. It was a horrible waste of two popular characters. It was oh, it was so
I think there are better
bad.
opponents for both of them.
Yeah, better opponents for both. Batman didn't need to return. Captain America. This entire fight was a filler. And
Of course it was.
these two are possibly the most popular characters in comic book history. And they get filler treatment. Why? Like, especially with Cap, because Batman had his time and Batman had quality time in the spotlight in Batman vs. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But this one, he gets, not only does he get more attention in both the animation and the pre-fight analysis than Cap, but Cap is also turned into Cap is also like this character that's there. Like, he beats Batman down for like most of the fight and then dies.
Yeah.
And I think we can all agree Cap should have won this fight.
Yeah.
Cap should have won. Like, I can't stress this enough. Although, if we are talking least favorite episodes by results alone, then forget Batman vs. Captain America. I despised Mega Man vs. Astro Boy. If we're talking, that's the thing with me. If we're talking results, Mega Man vs. Astro Boy. If we're talking the episodes alone, Batman vs. Captain America. Because at least, Mega Man vs. Astro Boy, it was a bad episode that followed up with a bad result. But at the very least, the jokes in that hit more than Batman vs. Captain America.
Yeah.
Okay, that was very quick, which is good because there's not really much of an episode with this, which is another issue. So we can move on to our number one most wanted fights. Now, okay, another rule is going to be set here, okay? Alright, I think all of our number one spots go to Crash vs. Spyro.
And, two childhood classics that I grew up with.
Yeah, and it's very thematic, and we love both the characters. We grew up with both the characters. We all have very similar opinions towards these characters, so it's a very interesting matchup. And it's also probably a pretty unfair one if we're sticking with classic Spyro, which we should. Don't know if we will, but we should be sticking with classic Spyro. But if we do that, then he probably gets wrecked. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, we made it no secret. We all want Crash vs. Spyro, but in order to make some diversity here, we're gonna let's try and answer with a different matchup.
Yep, no Crash vs. Spyro. Nobody say that if we can.
But we to be fair, we just did. So.
Well, yeah, but it's more like it's no secret, but it's more like for the sake of having a legitimate answer with this thing here, we don't say Crash vs. Spyro. We say something different that's not that.
I already have my answer, and I doubt anyone else will say it, so let's just... because of that, I'll let you two think, and I'll go first.
Okay.
Because Josh went first with... Actually, Josh went first with both the topics. Huh. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll go first, then David, then Josh. So mine, this one is very interesting to me because despite the fact that I know next to nothing about the characters, it's a very interesting matchup with the powers I've seen them do. And that is Cole McGrath from Infamous versus Alex Mercer from Prototype.
Very nice.
Huh?
Very nice.
Yeah. So I know nothing about these. I don't know a whole lot about these two, but from what I know, Cole's main power is electricity, which is already an awesome power right off the spot. And Alex's powers are actually very similar to Venom's. That he's not really so much a symbiote, not even so much a parasite. He's like a human being with Venom-like powers. It's super weird. And also apparently these two games have a very interesting rivalry that's been made for each other, kind of on the Crash vs. Spyro levels, just not nearly as big. So I guess you could say like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, kind of. Although Street Fighter's rival is pretty much every single fighting game series ever. Mortal Kombat is kind of sold on Street Fighter rather than anything else. So yeah, I don't know a whole lot about these two, but from what I've seen, I feel like Cole should destroy him. Alright, Sorry, that was my mother.
What was that?
That was my mother. I should have muted my mouth.
That's okay.
Yeah, so from what I've seen, Cole should crap on him. I would go into more discussion, but apparently I don't have the time. So, let's just move on. David, can you come up with one real quick?
Could. There's a feeling in my heart that wants to say Engine versus Eggman out of all people. I don't know, that's what I came up with on a whim. I can't say Crash versus Pyro, so... Oh no.
Honestly, if Eggman's gonna fight anyone from Crash, he'd probably fight like Dr. Cortex.
Oh shoot, now that's an interesting fight right there. And a threesome, I can't believe I put it that way, a triple battle between Eggman, Wily, and Cortex. See who actually goes. That sounds like an interesting matchup, like at this moment.
I don't know.
What's about at least something involving Cortex, you know?
I've heard this idea suggested around. I kind of want to. If Cortex is even, for whatever reason, remotely hinted at, he should fight Dr. Nefarious from Ratchet and Clank.
Oh shoot, I forgot about him. Yeah. Good. I haven't. Oh, good. Yeah, there's a little fly running around. Sorry about that. But that actually sounds better. I forgot about Dr. Nefarious. I totally forgot.
I'm not okay. You should know. I'm not talking about Dr. Nefarious Trophy. I'm talking about.
No, not. I know who you're talking about. I know you're talking about. An alternative. I believe another villain. I know it's not Drek, if I'm correct, but
no, yeah.
That's it.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know about Dr. Nefarious, but
yeah, I haven't played Ratchet and Clank either.
From what I've heard, Cortex should be Eggman though. So.
But yeah, Cortex and Eggman. That sounds like an interesting matchup already. You know, like
from what I've heard, Cortex kind of stomps. Even if you give Eggman his mechs. I've also heard that if you give them their armies, Entropy could like rewrite time or whatever.
I thought we were talking Cortex, not Entropy.
I know, but like if we're giving them their armies.
Oh, so like I thought it was just like those lab scientists you keep finding in the levels, not the like Cortex's chief minions.
I know, that's what I said at first. Like, without their armies, Cortex stomps them physically. And even with the armies, Cortex has Entropy, who can rewrite time and literally like change the output to whatever he wants. So it'd be kind of unfair for Eggman.
Now, out of my curiosity, you know, like, has he actually been known to do that? Well, actually, I don't think he has.
I don't think so either.
I know he didn't do that in Crash 3.
It's just speculation, so...
Well, yeah, that probably could be. I mean, he calls himself the quote-unquote Master of Time. You know, and the so-called...
I gotta go in a few minutes, so I gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we'll stop here. Cortex versus Eggman sounds like an interesting matchup, period. Okay. Josh, what are you going to say?
Josh, say yours real quick.
I don't know, like, what I would want, but something with Optimus Prime.
Oh,
yeah.
Optimus Prime. Or Megatron.
Megatron.
I didn't even...
Frieza.
Maybe, yeah.
Wait a minute. Didn't they hint at Galactus versus Unicron?
Oh, yeah, sure. You know what, Josh, how about we make that your suggestion? There you go. Galactus versus Unicron.
There we go.
Yep, there we go. That sounds interesting already. You know, the Eater of Worlds versus, I believe, the Destroyer of Worlds?
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Real quick, just so we can wrap it up, just to point out who wins. Unicron wins in stats, but Galactus wins with the ultimate nullifiers, which he's 100% going to get.
Yep.
So yeah, there you go. Galactus probably wins. Just depends on if he gets those ultimate nullifiers. If he does, he stomps. If he doesn't, he gets stomped. There you go. The end. Okay.
Oh well, we'll see if the battle were to come out.
When the battle comes out, because that's gonna happen. So that's pretty much all we need to talk about. I'm finally glad we got those topics out of the way.
Yeah, that was very interesting discussion there.
And it's gonna be really fun to edit.
This is gonna sound fun for you. Have fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm probably not gonna get it out for a while though, because tomorrow I've got school, and that night I'm probably gonna be watching a movie. I don't know.
Yep, I've got homework to do, or no, not homework. Homework we'll be doing next week. Oh my.
Yeah. Anyways, and Saturday I'm gonna go to a friend's birthday party, so that's gonna be fun.
Yep. Let's see. Tomorrow I got work. Then sometime next week. This weekend I gotta go shopping for school supplies. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So this is
All
fun.
right. Well.
This is fun.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me in this podcast once again.
Yep.
Next time we need, sometime we need to invite guests.
Yeah,
we
we
do.
need to.
We do.
Well,
How about Dylan at the start?
Although I did get an idea of a guest we could bring in if the next fight is what I think it is, because I see him on Twitter always suggesting this fight. He wants to see it so freaking bad. He does not have a Discord from what I know, but screw it, we can ask him to get one so we can invite him on.
Okay, I see.
That would be really fun to have guests.
It would be, just to hear what people other than us have to say.
Yeah. Also, just combining our thoughts. So, and he's probably gonna have a really loud mic though, so that might be.
Oh dear.
But whatever. Screw it. We can work it. We can work it out.
Yep. Discord has its settings.
Yep. So, yep. That's all we're gonna be talking about for today. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right.
Bye.